Well, I'm delighted today to have Darrell Pressley from the Pressley Media Group. He's our newest member of the Born platform. So, welcome, Darrell.
Thank you. Thank you.
We start all these interviews out with you giving us a brief history of where you started and how you come to be the Pressley Media Group today.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, I started out as a journalist. I'm originally from Detroit. I went to what I believe is one of the best journalism programs in the nation at Wayne State University. And started out as a reporter. I covered education, I covered crime and courts. And it was an opportunity to really tell people stories when there were not opportunities to elevate their stories, when there were opportunities to do that. But really the boots on the ground type of person who really got into the mix of education reform, which is my passion. I was at the Boston Herald when I learned that there was an opportunity for me to, as opposed to sitting behind the scenes and sitting away from the table, to actually have the opportunity to be at the table and really discuss education reform, again, which was my passion. So while at the Herald, when I was writing about how bad children were in the education system and how marginal it was for teachers in the Commonwealth, I transitioned to be the director of public relations for the Massachusetts Department of Education. And so I talked about how we have the most exemplary teaching corps in the nation, and we had the best and the brightest students in our 950,000 students in the Commonwealth. But it gave me an opportunity to actually see the other side, to really see how you can impact education as you're sitting at the table. And really the goal for me in what I was doing was to actually be able to be a voice and bring some expertise in terms of communications. And really that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years. The last 10 years have been in the District of Columbia government, working for a number of different agencies. But while I was at what is the Department of Forensic Sciences in DC, I saw COVID-19 from a different vantage point. I saw the devastation, I saw the impact, but I also saw how important it was to get information out to folks who needed to know about how critical and how important it was to be safe when it came to COVID-19. But as I was traveling home, I saw at the same time there were businesses that were shuttering. There were businesses that, for whatever reason, at the end of the day, they could not pivot. They couldn't tell their stories, so they couldn't get the support that they needed. Or they were able to pivot and actually tell their story and actually survive through the pandemic. But that made me think about, after 30 years in communications, how I could help support small businesses, nonprofit organizations, and give them opportunities to learn about the importance of communication. And when it comes to a point where there is a crisis or there is an issue, that they're able to pivot. So I transitioned from having what I had referred to as a part-time hustle to a full service, full-time strategic communications firm, which is now Pressley Media Group. At Pressley Media Group, we design, develop, and deliver strategic communications for nonprofit organizations, companies, businesses, political leaders, business leaders, and community leaders. Our goal is to build and to leverage and ultimately to sustain a company's brand, a personal brand, and to give them opportunities to tell stories that they weren't able to do so, and to deliver a message the way they wanted to deliver it. And that's really the focus of Pressley Media Group.
So, if I could just interject for a second, can you break that down into specific tools that you use? I know generally what you do, but give me an idea of how that breaks down when you're working with a specific client. What are the tools that you're using to help them with their messaging and their branding?
I created what I refer to as a brand pyramid. A brand pyramid starts with the foundation of my three keys to communications. Very quickly, the three keys to communications are: number one, it's all about making connections, connecting the right information to the right people at the right place, at the right time, in the right way, and for the right reasons. So that is the foundation. Number two is to have a clear, concise, and consistent message that you then connect to your stakeholders. And number three, the third key, is to tell your story. Don't let the competition, don't let the media, don't let the opposition tell your story. You tell your story the way that you want your story to be told. So that's the foundation. From there, we look at your mission, vision, and value statements. What makes you do what you do? How are you the best at what you do? And really, those value statements are important. From there, we help to develop your brand story, who you are, what your passions are, why you've done what you've done as a startup or as a veteran agency or company or organization. We then help you through marketing strategies develop what I refer to as brand distinction, that differentiator that we always talk about, what separates you from the pack. And then we use communications and marketing strategies to deliver all of that to ultimately at the top of that pyramid, there's a flag. And that is really that ultimate experience, that customer experience that you have that gives you the opportunity to do everything that you do. So we start with those pyramids sections, and then we use tools, whether it's marketing, social media, it's really working with the media, it's paid advertising, it's earned media, which is directly working with the media to tell your story, to get your messaging out there. But it's a communication strategy and a marketing strategy combined. And my goal for our clients is to help them change the way they communicate with the world.
It's a big tool set you have. And I love the way you frame it with your phrasing. To wrap this up, if you could kind of encapsulate what differentiates you from other media groups that do similar things, what would it be? What's your difference maker?
Well, unlike firms that really focus on communications and they kind of dabble in marketing or vice versa, we have a full service package of tools and tactics, which includes communications and marketing. So wherever you come to us, if you need the promotion, if you need to promote a product and services, you'll get the promotion. We'll help you to position in the marketplace, and then we'll ultimately give you a package that helps you with the crisis communications. If you come to us and you need the positioning in the marketplace, absolutely, we'll meet you right there. But we'll also give you the promotion and the protection. The protection is we refer to as brand insurance with an E. It ensures that you have all the tools that you need to help build, leverage, and sustain. And then ultimately, if you do come to us with a crisis, you'll absolutely get a crisis communication strategy and a plan. But then we'll help you to pivot, as we started out the conversation, to say to the best of your ability, you are a better organization, a better institution, a better agency now that you've gotten that crisis because you put products and processes in place and you're able to pivot to be an even better organization. And we'll give you the tools and tactics and strategies to do that. So wherever you come to us, you'll get the positioning, the promotion, and the protection. And that's our differentiator.
So somebody who comes to Pressley Media Group is in good hands.
They're in good hands. Absolutely.
Not to quote an expression or
That's right.
to steal a byline from a major
That's right.
major company, but you're in good hands with Pressley Media Group, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Darrell, and I really, again, appreciate you joining our platform.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we can create some business together, and we'll keep talking. That's for sure. So, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.